everybody. I'm Marcos.
And I'm Kirsten.
And this is the Minnesota Real Estate Investing Podcast.
Join us every week as we discuss real estate investing in the land of 10,000 lakes.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of our podcast. It's been a while. We've been very busy. Tells you something about the market here in the metro area.
Yeah, well, and we recorded a video last week, and we didn't put it up because we watched it and we just looked so tired and like low energy. So
we're changing the format again here. We'll do basically we play it by ear.
Yeah, we'll probably just do more audio podcasts for now because it's easier for us because we're gonna be recording at night because Marcos is working selling insurance now. Yeah,
I started a new position helping an insurance agency to grow their portfolio. They were looking for somebody in real estate that understands the business and how to generate leads and all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if you want a quote, let me know.
Yeah. So he's doing that, and we're still running Milagro Homes as well. I'm doing a little bit more on that side, and
I am still very involved, and I'm working 5 different jobs. So.
Yeah, we're working a lot. Yeah, we're working a lot, but we're hoping good things will come out of it. And we just have a lot of things to offer people now, so.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, what are we talking about today?
Well, a lot has happened.
Yeah.
Needless to say, some banks failing there. There's a little ghost flying around that has, the heirs of 2008 coming back, and everyone is freaking out, so we're going to talk about how that affects real estate.
Well, I don't know. Maybe people don't know what happened. I mean, if you haven't heard, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, and Signature Bank.
Think everyone has heard about this. I mean, come on. If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know about that, I don't know, man.
Maybe that people don't, but yeah, so one of the biggest banks.
I don't know if it's one of the biggest. Is it?
Yeah, I think it was. Was it like the second or third biggest bank? I'm gonna look it up. Ever to collapse in the United States?
Oh, I think as far as the size of the banks and the collapse, I don't think it was one of the biggest banks
ever to collapse. I'm saying I'm saying the size of the.
Yeah, still, it was a bank that has been around for at least a century or more, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the history of the bank. We're not as educated in the banking system, but we do follow economic trends, the economy, what's going on. Just you need to know about these things if you're an investor.
Yeah, if you're making decisions that involve money, you need to know what money is doing. This is one of the things that money is doing today.
Well, what do you mean? What is it? It's doing?
Yeah.
It's crashing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just wanted to talk about how this affects the real estate market. Yeah.
And maybe give you a little bit of a explanation on what's happening first with that.
Well, you can go out and I would suggest going out and on YouTube and watching some videos, but basically what happened is everybody pulled their money out of this bank and it caused it to collapse because they said they needed, $2 billion to raise $2 billion, and everyone started taking their money out. So that's what happens.
They made some bad investments. They were investigating for some fraud too, and this is as much as I know, of course. And they were put, I don't know, some investors told their investors to pull their money out, and the banking system worldwide right now is not designed for people to actually get their money out of the bank, because banks borrow more than what they have actually. So if you go
They're
to
not
the bank,
supposed to.
hmm?
I don't think they're supposed to, though.
What?
They're supposed to keep like a certain percentage of everybody's.
They're supposed to keep it. I think that they made the law, after the 2008 crash, they made it so they need to keep a certain percentage. I think it's about 10% of the money in the bank, which is absurd. It's like you should keep 100%, but sure,
No.
that's not how it works.
No.
Yeah. So basically,
apparently that's originally how it was supposed to work when we still had the gold standard. That video that I sent you today.
Oh, really? Had that? Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like the purpose of banks, like when
way
back when
200
was
years
to keep
ago.
people's gold, because it was like obviously really hard to carry around and stuff. So yeah, that's an interesting.
Yeah, and then the banks started doing things like IOUs. Did they call it? And basically started getting us into this mess where they borrow money that's not their own, and then when you want your money, well, actually I gave it to John over there.
He needs to buy a house.
Yeah. So that's kind of how the system works, and as long as we all keep our cool, it works. But the moment somebody freaks out, one bank collapses, then another one does, and there's a third one that did it this week too.
Yeah, now they're talking about Credit Suisse.
Yeah.
Looks like it might go down. So we're recording this on Thursday night, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
It's not even an American bank.
No, but it's a bank that
it's a big bank.
Yeah. Anyway, so the reason why this does affect real estate is because this is going to possibly change where the Fed is going with their interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
And another reason why as well is because a bunch of people started buying bonds after this happened. And so that's why interest rates went down recently in the past couple of days.
There's a very good video of Minority Mindset that explains how bonds and mortgage rates are tied in together, and how it's not only the baseline points of the Fed that affects. That affects more if you're taking commercial loans. If you're going with smaller or more local banks that they make their money basically basing it on the baseline points, that's where it gets affected. Like we saw it in the commercial loans that we can get, where like interest rates were going down, but for us they actually went up even more, because they look at different things basically as a base to lend. So if you are looking at commercial loans, they're probably going to go up anyways. The question is how much.
Well, we'll see what the Fed does. That's the whole thing, is what is going to happen. They meet on Tuesday, the 21st of March. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have a calendar
They meet
in front
next
of me.
Tuesday. And everybody, there's like mixed opinions on what they're going to do. If they decide to keep going with their plan, which is to continue raising interest rates to curb inflation, then we will most likely, well, I don't know about Minnesota, because Minnesota's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, but we'll continue seeing a rise in mortgage rates and a slowing down in the housing market,
which would be very welcomed here.
Well, and we just need, our opinion is, you can tell, is like, to have a problem with inflation is just going to be horrible. We don't want that. Marcos knows all about that from Argentina. So
yeah.
we just think it'd be better. Obviously, there's benefits from having interest rates go down, and obviously values continuing to rise.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're thinking about the economy, I don't think that's going to be the best way. And if the Fed lowers interest rates, or even if they just, stop raising them, we could see I've heard some people talking about a small boom that could happen in the markets. So
it's going to be great if you have a flip going on.
Yeah.
It's going to suck if you want to buy a house.
Yeah. So, we're already seeing right now, we had an offer. We were competing against 32 offers on a house last weekend.
Yeah.
So, and that was before this whole thing happened, and interest rates, went down even half a point or something. I don't know. So, but
yeah,
so that's how it affects the real estate market. Basically, it depends on what the Fed decides to do.
Well, the other thing that's gonna affect is, basically the market is always dictated by interest rates and how much buyers are wanting to buy. Basically, inventory, those are things that affect a lot. Like if you have really low inventory, high interest rates, and more people than houses for sale, more people that want to buy than houses for sale, then it doesn't matter if everything is going down. Prices are maybe are not going to be absurd like they have been, but they're still going to, have somewhat of an increase. I said it before in the podcast, I have never heard of a healthy market. I always heard about there's low inventory, and I've been in real estate since 2013. So it seems like the problem is not going to go away. We were talking to builders the last weekend too, and they were saying that they don't have enough labor to build their houses and to keep up with the demand, which is insane.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that they're building so much. It's just that they can't build as much as they want to.
That's exactly what I said, or I tried to say.
Okay, I thought you were saying they're just building so much and they need even more people. No, because the builders could build even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
need
can't.
them to. Yeah, they just can't. But yeah, it'd be nice to get more inventory, but people don't want to sell right now as the market's so volatile and the interest rates are high, and then they're like, well, what's going to happen? I sell my house, then I have to go buy a house I'm going to sell my house with a 4% interest rate, and then I have to go buy a house with a 6% interest rate. Maybe we'll see some more houses come on the market. My stomach just growled. So maybe we'll see some more houses come on the market because people will feel more comfortable selling.
Yeah. It all depends. Selling houses, usually it goes with a need. Either because your family grew, because your family decreased, divorce, job change, life change, you moved to a different place.
Well, there's so many people, though, right now who have been waiting on the sidelines. So I think even to sell. So
the difference right now with prior years is that the prices are so inflated that if someone has a house that they have been rented because they had to, if they sold, they would be underwater. Now they're going to sell it, but that's still not going to be enough to make up. The fact that one of our clients competed against 32 people to get a house that needed a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, were those buyers, most of them investors? or were they actual? I mean, when we were there, the people that were walking through were just first-time home buyers. Like, it. I just wonder, I think it's just a lot of that price range is so in high demand because prices are so inflated. When they're willing to go in there and just do some small upgrades to be able to buy in that price range.
Yeah, maybe, deal with the old style from like 20, 30, 40 years ago and for a little bit and little by little fix up their house.
20 years ago, it's not that long ago.
I know it's not that long ago, but it still doesn't look good.
Well, I know, but there's plenty of houses that were built 20 years ago that you could totally live in them.
Oh, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
But they don't look good.
Well, no, I mean, some of them do. It depends on the quality that they were built with. I don't know. This was built in the
This wasn't the
50s.
case.
No, it needed work. It wasn't horrible at all. It was, the previous owners didn't, either they just lived in it forever or they just didn't take, super good care of it. So,
but that's what's happening too. I mean, in order to get a nice house too, you have to spend at least $500,000 or get very close to it.
Yeah. In Minnesota.
That's another thing that we should talk about, because I'm sure everyone that has been listening to podcasts or watching videos at a national level, most states now are seeing a slowdown for sure. However, that's not the case for Minnesota, much less for the metro area.
Yeah, we're still a hot market here. But who knows what's going to happen? Like, everything's going to change here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
We are going to find out what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Tuesday is kind of like the day that's going to...
We'll be able to have a better idea. Yeah. My prediction is that they choose inflation over curbing inflation. So they decide to let inflation go.
And that's going to be the worst thing they're ever going to do, because that's just going to make things so much worse. I predict
that's what they're going to do.
No, this is the thing. Inflation affects everyone. Some banks collapsing affect people that have a lot of money. I mean, of course, it's going to affect the employees of certain companies that, can't afford to pay them anymore, for example, or that have failed because of that. But
yeah, so the reason why another reason why they collapsed was because of raising the interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fed feels pressure probably people are saying they feel a pressure to not continue raising them because it could create more weakness for other banks.
Well, but at the same time, the thing is that there have been so many. We've been following this very closely, and everyone has been talking about this a lot. There's a lot out there for you to go and listen to, but you have to be really careful who you listen to, because right now everything is up in the air. When the bank collapsed, they were like, oh, maybe now the Fed's not going to do it, and the government said, oh, well, we're going to bail everyone out. Like, yeah, you're going to get your money back, no problem. We're going to print more, which there's nothing but a lot of dollars printed. And that makes the value go down. If you have a lot of something, the value goes down. But I don't know why for some people it's so hard to understand that.
I never heard that.
Yeah, well, because you live with me and you understand it.
No, that it's just like everyone knows the more money you print. What?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, most people don't know.
Maybe we're wrong. Somehow comment.
Yeah.
Comment us your opinion.
Mm-hmm. Because I hear a lot of, it's not that I hear, it's that I see on social media, and of course you hear the government blaming different things, Whatever comes out from the government, just they're trying to blame someone else. And of course, it's not the government themselves that's printing the money, because the Fed is not part of the government. It's a private entity. So that's another story. But when it comes to the real estate market right now, if they choose inflation, just buy something. Put your money into hard assets, because what's going to happen is your money is not going to buy half of what it buys today. You can for sure see it in when you go to the grocery store, for example, and buy something. Things have doubled almost.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I don't know if anyone out there can remember, if you're in your 30s, a time when you actually saw inflation. Maybe it's just because I wasn't old enough or didn't think about it. Maybe that was it. I didn't care about anything other than partying and traveling South America. But I'm always blown away when I go to Costco and I'm like, what? Last week that was $2 less. What the hell is going on?
You're such a suburban mom.
I've never seen it before my eyes. The orange juice, the organic orange juice, is $12. I can't handle this. I need my organic orange juice. It's so delicious. And now I can't buy it anymore because it's the principle of spending $12. But it's so weird because your mind can't catch up when there's inflation. It's weird, your mind can't catch up with the change, I can't imagine what it would be like to live in Argentina when it's 1 week 100 pesos for something, and the next week it's 3,000 pesos, literally.
Yeah. No, the last month, was it? In Argentina they had 102.5% inflation. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
We're complaining here about.
They say it's 6% or 6.4% or something.
Yeah, it's
right now.
Usually twice as much as the government says, but
who knows? But yeah, put it in perspective there. I don't know.
This is the thing, though. Regardless of what happens with inflation, with what the Fed does, you just need to take that information and make sure that you use money as a tool for your freedom and to achieve your goals.
So yeah, that's what's going on with the bank collapses, and we'll just have to wait and see what the Fed decides to do. I don't know. We might be back next week. We'll see. We're gonna be kind of more chill with our uploading schedule because we're busy.
We're very busy, yeah. So maybe you see our faces other than in the pictures. But usually it's probably going to be just our voice and trying to give you information on what's going on. And yeah, hopefully you like what we had to say for today. And it's weird without the camera, because I was going to say see you next week, but
maybe not. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it and took some valuable information out of it. If you want to reach out to us with comments or questions, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and our website, milagrohomesre.com.